Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me, talking about how me and my boyfriend met. P.S. There's going to be a lot of details, so stay to the end. Okay, how this all started was on a random day in Galveston at Moody Gardens 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Okay, so I was there because I had a dance competition, and he was there because his friend invited him to go like on a little vacation there. I was done dancing for the day, so I was like, I'm gonna go to the pool. I want to get a tan. I want to be a tan cutie now. Mind you, I'm by myself.
What?
Oh, well, my mom was there watching me, but like I was like in the pool by myself alone, just like swimming, minding my own business. So I first walk up to the pool and I see these two guys. Obviously I thought he was cute, but I was like, I'm gonna stay away from them. So I got in on the opposite side of the pool. So I'm not gonna lie, I obviously did want them to come up to me, but I was just, just hanging around, and then they start walking up to me. So I'm like, no. So I swim to the other side of the pool. So there's like a pool, a bridge, another pool. So I swim under the bridge to the other side because they had came over to the side I was on. Like, obviously I wanted him to come up to me, but I was like really scared to talk to them. And so anyway, that happens a couple of times. I go to one side, I switch over to the other side, and at this point I'm like, well, if they come up to me again, I'm just gonna let them talk to me, because like I want them to talk to me. Why am I running away? Like, oh my gosh. So basically they do come up to me one more time, and I'm like, thank goodness, because I low-key did want to talk to them. So they come up to me and I'm like, they're like, hey, like, are you by yourself? And I was like, yeah, I mean, my mom's over there, and we just have a little conversation. We talk about like, oh my, okay, where are you guys from? And they're like, oh, we're only 4 hours away, we live in like blah blah blah. And I was like, wait, that's crazy. I only live like an hour away from here, so we're technically just like 3 hours apart. I'm obviously kind of feeling Ryder. I'm like, okay, wait, he kind of cute. Anyway, so we're swimming and stuff. Then a whole cheer team, a whole cheer team, guys, a whole cheer team comes into the pool, and I'm like, okay, well, my shot's ruined. Like, there's a whole cheer team here. But guys, literally, it was just him, his friend, and me talking. A whole cheer team comes in the pool, and I'm like, well, he's probably gonna want to go over there and talk to those girls, and I'm like, I'll be fine with that. I'm okay with that. But they literally asked me if I want to get up and go to the indoors pool to play football because nobody was in there. He was so respectful. Like, you're talking to me and like you're telling me when a whole cheer team comes in, you're not gonna like go up to them. You're gonna want to go to a different area with me to play football. I was like, keep her. Anyway, but I was like, that actually made me so excited. I was like, no way. Like, that is so, he's such a gentleman. I was like, actually, like, not gonna lie, I was so excited about that. So we go into this like indoors pool. So we go into the indoors pool. They have this little like football, and I'm like, okay, bet, like, my brothers play football, like, I'll be pretty decent at this. So we start like tossing the ball back and forth, and I had to get out the water a couple of times to like go get it. And then my brother comes along. Mind you, like I said, my mom was sitting outside watching me, but I went into the indoors pool, and playing football with two guys who like my brothers have never met or anything. I think you have a little suspicion of what could have happened. Mind you, like, me and him and his friend were like all talking, still getting to know each other, which I was like, hey. So my brother walks in, he's like, Allie, it's time to go. And I'm like, but like, we literally just got to the pool. They're in their bathing suits, like they're about to get in the pool, and he's like, Allie, it's time to go. So I get out the pool or whatever, and I feel so embarrassed because my older brother just came to pull me out the pool because I was talking to my boyfriend and his friend. Like, how embarrassing is that? That's like actually like, oh my gosh, stage 4 embarrassment, like right there. That was so bad. So I didn't get their number, I didn't get their Snapchat or anything. So I was like, well, that sucks, but life goes on. Don't see them for the rest of the day until the next morning. Okay, so the next morning, I go downstairs, we kind of walk by the pool, and there's like the restaurant and stuff, like where you go to get breakfast, has like a big open window. And we were walking out, and I saw him and his friend and like his family having breakfast. So obviously I waved. I should have like waited to like see if they would wave or anything. But you know, I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking about like how I was excited because maybe I could get their snap now or something. Okay. So basically, you know, I just go on. Me and my brothers are hanging out by the pool. We're not getting in the pool, but like it's just me and my family chatting and stuff. And I turn around and they walk out the restaurant to come say hi to me. They literally stopped their breakfast to come say hi to me. Stop. And they met my family. Like they met my brothers and my mom and my brother's girlfriend and all this stuff. They met the whole family. They met the whole family. Okay, so now he's like fine shy for me. Like he met my family and all this stuff, right? So my brothers were actually playing catch outside. So was I. And so they were like, I was like, you guys want to join? So me and my brothers and both of them, we playing catch together. Stop. I still get so like giddy about it. So play catch together, whatever. Then they have to leave and we're leaving anyway because I have dance. So we were about to leave and like we asked for each other's snap. So yeah, I had both of them on Snap, but I didn't really keep in contact with his friend. I only texted him, really. So I was like, I already knew he's gonna be my man. Like, I already know. Mind you, we still haven't left Moody Gardens yet, but we were like texting each other still, like sending snaps. I get home from dance, they're still there, and we were like, hey, low-key, you wanna go down to the pool tonight? Sorry guys, that was low-key loud. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, of course. So, I go down to the pool, so does my brother and his girlfriend and the rest of my brothers. And so does my parents or whatever. So we're all down at the pool. We were playing catch with the football again. I guess playing catch with the football was like our favorite thing to do because him and his friend were football players, so it kind of worked out. So are my brothers. Sorry, curling my eyelashes like making my eyes water right now. So we're playing catch and stuff. I'm in the middle of both of them. But, like, I just remember, like, me and Ryder were, like, kept talking and just, like, kept, like, you know, getting to know each other. So, he was honestly, like, he was so sweet. He was such a gentleman. But then I also was telling myself, like, he lives 4 hours away. Allie, come on. So, basically, then they left the next morning. We did get the chance to say bye. So we said bye, and that was so sad, like, because it was Loki kind of like crushing on him a little bit. So I was like, in my head I was like, darn, but at least I got their snaps, so I could text them whenever I want. I was literally just like, I remember talking to my mom about like all the things that we talked about and how I thought he was just so cute and all this stuff, like how like I kind of felt a connection with him. I don't know, I swear I felt a connection. Okay, so obviously we don't hang out for the next 2 years, but we did like continue to snap each other and like we would like flirt and stuff and like have like little talking stages. Nothing ever was like big, but we did like we just like flirted with each other all the time. Like, he would send me a snap, he would say it in chat, he's like, oh my gosh, you look pretty, or something like, I don't know, something like that. Okay, so then, like, during December-ish, it was, like, getting closer to Christmas time, like, it was almost, like, December 20th, something. We've always, like, said that, like, let's meet up. Never actually did. But during December, we were like, okay, low-key, I'm going to this, like, Texas football game January 1st, like, I know it's all the way in Atlanta, Georgia, but like, do you want to come? So he asked his dad if he could go, and it was a no. But my mom knew that I was like kind of interested in him still. Well, like, I wasn't fully interested because I didn't know if he liked me back or anything, but we were planning a hangout. And so obviously the Atlanta, Georgia one didn't end up working, but January 3rd, we got a little hangout in, and let me tell you some details on what happened. Okay, so here's some details from the first hangout after not seeing each other for over 2 years. Okay, so obviously he couldn't hang out January 1st, but I had my mom drive me down January 3rd for us to hang out. Okay, so this hangout was kind of just like to catch up and like talk about like how the past 2 years have been and like some interesting things about our life, you know, and like we kind of relived like the whole first time we ever met and stuff. And he showed me around his like area, his little town or whatever. And then we went to the movies. I was literally so shy, guys. Like, I was so awkward. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, usually I'm not awkward, but you know, I obviously was kind of like crushing on him. So that was really awkward. That's the first I don't know. That's the first time I ever was like quiet and like wasn't outgoing in front of somebody. And I didn't eat. And y'all know that I love food. Like, I didn't eat on the first day because I was like, no, he cannot see me devouring food because literally food has a weight on my heart. I don't know why, but it does. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to eat in front of him because I'd be munching down. So we went to the convenience store. He's like, do you want a snack or anything? I'm like, no, a water's fine, thanks. Guys, you know dang well I wanted a snack. I wanted some hot chips. Like, I was thinking that in my head. I was looking through the aisles because he went to the bathroom. And I was looking through the aisles. I was like, this all looks so good. But I got a water. And then he drove me down to a little, like, really pretty lake that's he lives by. And it is actually so pretty. And we just sat there and like talked and just like had conversations, got to know about each other more and talk about like our families and all this cute stuff, right? Then he's like, do you want to go do something? And I'm like, sure, why not? We go to the movies. Okay, so we're watching the movie or whatever. He's on his phone. He's like texting someone and he tells me that it's his friend. And I'm like, oh, like the one that I met, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, basically he was texting his friend and we snuck his friend into the movies with his girlfriend. He like walked out to use the restroom, gave them our tickets, and then they came in. So, yeah. Low-key, the movie, I was so confused on what the movie was about. It was just like, there's so many different things and I was like so confused on the movie. So I was like, low-key kind of like, this is like kind of boring, but it's okay because I was with him. Guys, he put his arm around me. Like, okay, I see you. Like, stop. You're making me blush. No, but literally, he put his arm around me and I was like, guys, okay. I forgot to tell you, he even opened all the doors for me. Like, he would not let me open the car door. He still doesn't to this day. Like, he opens the doors for me and everything. He's such a gentleman. And anyway, he opened the doors for me and like, he would not, like, literally would not let me open the car door by myself. So I thought that was really sweet, like, because it's hard to find like a guy who's like still has like those like tiny little things nowadays, because this generation. But yeah, we watched the movie. He put his arm around me and he was like rubbing my arm. He was doing the little finger thing. We started holding hands. So stop. Then we went back and we just hung out and watched another movie at his friend's house. So that was like 2 movies in one night, and I was like, but then it was time for me to go, sadly. And then he texted me and he was like, I think that I'm willing to like do this, because we were both worried about the distance and we were just talking about how we were willing to do the distance and stuff. So we started talking, right? We talked for a good bit. Okay, but the next day after the first hangout is January 4th, which is his birthday. And I DoorDashed him all of his favorite snacks, and I posted them on my Snap story, and I was like, happy birthday. So glad I met you at Moody Gardens. So that was like, that's crazy. But the day he asked me to be his girlfriend was, take a guess. He asked me to be his girlfriend January 26th. So yeah, that's how long we've been dating from, anyway. And guys, the sweetest thing ever. So we were at dinner with me and both my parents. He had met my whole family that day. Then it was like my mom, my dad, me, and him, and we went to this restaurant called Dick's. So they're just like really mean to you the whole time while you're eating. So yeah. Oh, the mascara. Anyway, my dad went to the bathroom, and then he was like, I have to use the bathroom. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I am ready to go. Like I'm tired. Guys, he went to the bathroom to ask my dad for permission to date me. He asked my dad, is it okay if I date your daughter? Literally asked permission. Like, that is actually so sweet. And we were walking, and I was walking him back to his car, and he stopped me by this like really pretty spot by like the waterway or whatever. And he was like, I've enjoyed all these days with you and stuff. And then he was like, Allie, will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, you know I will. Yeah. I kind of felt like it was coming because like we just like kind of stopped, and I was like, well, I don't know if we're stopping because he wants to give me a hug or anything like that, or if we're stopping because he's gonna ask me something. Because earlier in the day he also asked me, like, he's like, hey, what's the date today? And I'm like, the 26th. Why? And he was like, oh, I was just wondering. And I'm like, that's an odd thing to wonder, but okay. Anyway, so that is the story of how me and my boyfriend met. I'm so grateful that I went down to that pool that day, and I'm so glad that he decided he wanted to go to Moody Gardens for vacation, because now I'm the happiest I've ever been, and he is amazing, and I love him so much. Thank you guys so much for listening to the story on how me and my boyfriend met. I love you guys so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Bye, guys!